It's Easy Friday on KBC Channel 1 at Shiksha, Arora. Remember, today I'm speaking to very talented individuals. Of course, they are the cast of PAA Born to Fly. It is a new series that has really been making waves, if I must add, with regards to how it's set to empower the girl child. It's by girls, for girls, and of course something that I think is very important in this day and age. Without further ado, let me introduce the cast to you. We've got Stephanie. Hello.
Hi.
In fact, let's do this. Maybe you can introduce yourself.
Okay, yeah. Hi everyone. My name is Shiksha, aka Stephanie. I am an actress, commercial model, and a student at Daystar University studying counseling and psychology. So yeah, that's me.
Lovely. We've got the beautiful lady Sarah.
Hey, my name is Sarah Wanjiro. I am an actor, a writer, and generally a creative.
Lovely. We've got Mr. Brian.
Yes. Hi, Brian Fura here, and this one.
Yes.
Hi, Brian Fura here, musician. I can sing to myself, that is.
Okay.
I photography, athletics, that is sprints, and I'll say all-round actor. That's me.
Lovely. So let's start off with what PAA, is really about. I mean, we've been seeing it everywhere, from billboards to social media to TV to YouTube. What is PAA about, and what is the reason behind why we've got such a powerful storyline and a powerful cast today?
Okay, I think for me, PAA is basically a TV series that aims to empower teenage girls who are just getting into their teens, in high school, trying to figure themselves out. So it's kind of like a manual, stroke a guide, or like just a show, a teacher to just teenage girls, to teach them how to go through life, how to make decisions, and yeah, it just really empowers teenage girls.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Sarah, as a young girl yourself, I feel like there's sometimes things that we don't really speak about, and there's struggles that we deal with growing up. As she said, being a teenage girl in your day-to-day life, there is a lot of issues and challenges that you encounter along the way. So maybe you can take me through some of the challenges that you've encountered, as a teenage girl back in the day.
Yes, because I'm no longer a teenager.
Yes.
Okay, there's so many challenges that I personally faced, and some of the things that I can really remember that really got to me were things like bullying and gossiping. And that really happened a lot, especially in a school setup and things like that, and they were so hard. Also harassment in different aspects, and they were really challenging because when you're young, you don't exactly know how to navigate through it.
Right.
You're not sure. There are times that there are people who are lucky to have a support system. There are people who are they are already self-aware. They can present their problems to someone they trust and things like that.
Yes.
But for me, it was really challenging. But I really wish at that time I had a show like PAA to watch and just look at young teenagers who are going through the same things, because we tackle all this in PAA, and just seeing how they navigate it, and how, like, understanding that everyone is almost going through the same thing and you're not alone, and you can conquer it at the end of the day. So yeah.
Lovely message. Brian, I mean, it's very important, firstly, to have a strong male lead as well, because let's be honest, a girl's life as a teenager is not complete without an interesting man, of course. So Brian, maybe you can take me through what your thought process was when you, first approached and then you decided that let's do this TV series, and what are some of the things that you were going through in terms of, okay, look, this is dominated by women, firstly. It is an all-women's cast, of course, predominantly, and then there's you. So what did you feel? What were some of your fears? Were you excited? What was that feeling that you felt at that particular moment?
Excitement.
Okay.
I'll go for excitement because I wasn't sure how to handle the situation, because when it's a girl-dominated show, you're not too sure what your part in the show is.
Yes.
And clearly it's called Sky Girls. That is basically what's behind the entire PAA series.
Yes.
And when you go through the script and you see girls here, girls there, and Brian is everywhere, I was like, okay, how am I supposed to act around them and everything? But then I came to realize that my role on this is to show the world, show girls out there, that not every boy out there is a negative aspect in your life. You'll find someone a guy who's willing to support you through your school life.
Right.
I guess with your friends, like they correct you when you're going wrong. Brian is basically Lydia's silent His lead is silent. What's the word for this? Silent guide.
Okay.
Yes. She's not sure that she's not. Basically, I'm trying to find the perfect word for this.
Backbone, maybe.
Yes, but not the level of backbone that you're truly completely dependent on.
Okay.
He only steps in when he needs to.
Right.
That's what I feel for Brian. And yes, yes. Which you'll notice if you've seen it. People, Brian has a crush on her, but he also cares for her, which he's not said yet.
Okay.
Thanks for the spoilers.
Spoiler alert!
Not a spoiler, but if all of you can tell, he has a small crush on her. But in my opinion, Brian is necessary for the show because most girls, they've experienced boys out there who are complete. They mess their lives up completely. So in my opinion, he's there to show the world that not all boys are bad.
I like that. Not all boys are bad. Very strong message there, right?
Yeah.
You know, I feel like, as he said, that it's very important to put that message out there, because the perception that we have growing up is that usually in high school you're going to meet boys who are going to ruin you, and then they'll take you through ups and downs, mostly downs, and then you'll come to realize later on that actually there's some men who are, we've got good men, right?
Yeah, good intentions.
So that's, I think that's a positive. So firstly, I feel like that was really good on the writer's part to portray that. Brilliant there. And maybe you can take me through, you know, some of the day-to-day challenges, as she's mentioned. These are some of the things that she faced when she was a teenager. Also, you can take me through some of the things that you've encountered along the way, you know, growing up as a teenager, now to the young lady that you are.
For me, I'd say high school really shaped who I am today, because I really went through a lot, especially bullying, just the same as Lydia in the show. So me being able to handle whatever I went through, being able to pick myself up, being able to find the courage to actually speak out when something was wrong, like that really shaped me into who I am today. And whatever comes right now, I can be able to navigate it, no matter how hard it is. Like I can be able to navigate it. So for me, I think mostly it was just bullying and people trying to put each other down, especially in high school. So it was a really traumatic experience, but I'm glad that I went through it, because it made me who I am today.
Lovely. Yeah. I like that. Sarah, do you think teenagers of today have a harder time, you know, maneuvering their way through life compared to teenagers of back in the day?
Well, okay, that answer has, that question has two answers. Yeah, both sides. But I'd say yes. They have a harder time because right now there's so much information that is disposed everywhere.
Absolutely.
They have so much information, and it becomes, I think, harder to discern. For you have to be really, you have to know yourself. You have to understand what's your thing and what's not your thing, for you to be able to choose what information can I take in, what information can I absorb, what information can I consume so that it can affect my day-to-day life. Yeah, I think I'd say that they're definitely having it harder, but it also has a positive side. Because with all this information and with how digital the world is going and things like that, it's even easier to find help when they're having problems that they're facing. There are helplines that are given. Like after you watch our show, there's a helpline that's given there for kids who are going through maybe like harassment or if you need some type of help. So the information is also there for them to receive help. And also with all that information that is disposed out there, they are able to know and learn that they're not alone. Like you can see, like right now, we're able to produce shows like PAA, where they can see that, okay, there are also other kids who go through the same thing. It's relatable. They're also told that, even like how Sky Girls creates like a whole community, they know that they have a place to fall back to, and they'd have a foundation that would help them grow and become the young, beautiful ladies who are going to blossom in future. So, yeah.
Lovely, lovely. Brian, as a male figure, of course, in this particular show that is predominantly female, what message would you like to give other boys and men who are watching the show, and what would you like to tell them that they could pick up, you know, from this particular series and apply into their day-to-day lives?
This message, let's say, will go to both the good and the bad men. This show shows you an insight that most of the time you won't really see. Aside, let's say, it gives you the girl's point of view. If you do this to this girl, how will she take it? If you maybe break her heart, if maybe even you insult her, take her for granted, like you showed the last episode, the harassment part. How does that make that girl feel? to you, maybe there are people out there who don't realize just how much of a weight this is.
Right.
So you could see how Nema handled the situation, how much it affected her mentally. So just what they show, as much you might not be attracted to it as most people are, but watch it to understand what our sisters, our moms, our aunts, what they're going through. It will actually get you through all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Right. I mean, I feel like that's a very important point that you've raised, because sometimes girls, especially teenage girls, they suffer in silence.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times they feel like they're alone. So it's very important to have such a show just to be able to, put the message across that you're not alone, right? In these trials and tribulations that you face in your high school life. The one thing that I honestly felt when I was watching, the trailer especially, is that there's a very strong emotional connect, because you watch it and you really feel like you can relate with Lydia, even though I'm much older. I wish I was a teenager, but like, you feel like this is something that I went through when I was much younger. How hard was it portraying Lydia?
Oh, the days were, there's a day I was on set and we had scenes that were really emotionally draining.
Yes.
Lydia was going through something. I don't want to give spoilers, but there was a need for her to be emotionally vulnerable.
Okay.
So for me, it really needed me to dig deep into myself, into my traumas from high school, and just release everything that I went through. It was so hectic, but I'm so glad I worked with such an amazing crew that gave me time. Enos, the producer, he was the director, sorry, he was kind enough to just be like, take your time, we're not in a rush, no one is running anywhere, just take your time. If you feel like you're ready, just do it. So for me, it wasn't as hard as it should have been, because I had the best people on set, I had the best teachers, I had the best guides. So for me, it was exhausting after that thing. It was so exhausting. I had a headache, I had to go home. So it was just, it was exhausting, but it was really tasking. It was really tasking to dig deep.
Wow. Have you had young girls reach out to you and tell you that, I relate to your character because I feel like I'm watching myself? Right? Have you ever experienced that in your DMs on Instagram?
DMs.
Yeah, DMs for sure. And I don't know, it's so amazing seeing that young girls just being inspired by the characters that we're playing, and them just being like, I really like how she is, I'd want to be like her. I see how Nema is, I like the relationship between Nema and Lydia, I'd want to have a friend like Nema. Like, it's so amazing to know that it's inspiring. And actually, when I think about the show, it's very, apart from, it's very relatable, and as how you're saying it, it has like that human connection. It's real. I mean, it's not just about even the young teenagers, because normally, even for us at the age that we are in, we have friends.
Of course.
Yeah, we have rivalry when it comes into between like us as friends. It's just that it's being told, a story being told by younger teenagers. But yeah, we really get lots of those DMs for sure.
I like that, because then that just goes on to show that, the message has it been like delivered in the nicest way ever. Because if someone is actually messaging you, telling you that, I relate with what you're portraying, I like your character, I feel like I'm inspired by her, that shows that the job has been done. 90% of it.
It's a compliment, actually.
It is a compliment. It is. Brian, as a young man yourself, what are some of the experiences that you've been through in your high school that have shaped who you are today, and how different is your role compared to who you are as an individual?
My role actually is pretty similar to me in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say the only difference is Brian is a lot more focused, from the show, he's a lot more focused on what he wants. From high school, I was more interested in fitting in, trying to be friends. I was trying to prove myself to all the wrong people.
Interesting.
Yeah, like there was this situation, we were playing football in school, and the ball was kicked over the fence.
Okay.
So I helped her to go and get it. But now, when it got to my chance, I kicked the ball out of the fence, and it was almost like 5 minutes to bell time. I went for it, the bell rang, and everyone left. I was like, okay.
Oh no.
I was trying too hard to fit in. And when you try too hard, people see it and they just end up pushing you away and things like that. So let me say, what this show just shows, the difference is Brian now, he's still friendly, yes, but he's a lot more focused on what he wants.
Okay.
He keeps with the right crowd, and he avoids all the drama while trying to be as friendly as possible.
Yeah, I like that. Avoid all the drama. I mean, can you do that in high school though, really?
You can't escape all the drama.
Yeah, you can.
There's something that will come.
Guys, just
You
focus
can't.
on your books.
Is that Lydia speaking or is that Stephanie?
Lydia for
Lydia.
sure. But yeah, I really like what Brian said even before, considering the viewpoint of the guys watching the show.
Yes.
It shows for Brian especially, it really represents that good guys in the world, that good guys in high school.
Yes.
And it's not that every guy is out to get you. And also, they should learn from Brian. The bad guys should learn from Brian. Like, you don't need to be bad to someone so that you can make friends or like fit in.
Yeah.
Just be kind and make good connections and friendships, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I like that. Do you know, I think Sarah mentioned a very interesting point, which I want to bring up again. She said that the amount of information that we have in today's day and age, it's limitless.
Yes.
There is way too much information compared to what you can actually absorb.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something that we didn't have growing up, right? And how exactly do you think a teenage girl now will have to just digest all of that information and then be able to understand everything that's going on around her, and then with all the pressures around her, it's tough being a teenage girl,
so tough.
right?
Exhausting, yeah.
So I just feel like maybe you can take us through some of the things that you did to be able to come out of a dark place growing up.
For me, I thank God my mom took me through church.
Okay.
I'm really grounded in God. I have a really deep connection with God. I really value religion and Christianity. So for me, I really used to pray a lot. I used to run to God whenever I used to experience even today, like whenever I experience any hardships, I just go run to God. I pray about it. Somehow it will find a way to be solved and to be, you know. So for me, I used to pray a lot and also talk to my friends a lot. The close friends that I have who've been so supportive to me. They've been such a guide and such a support system for me. So I think for me, what worked for me is praying and just being able to share and have with my close circle, just share my problems with my close circle. So yeah, that's what works for me.
What about you, Sarah?
Well, also for me, my mom. I think for the times that I'd feel like I am going astray or I don't exactly know what's going on or I'm losing some type of focus, my mom used to tell me this, and she still tells me till right now, jua kwenye umetoka, and know where you're going. Always never forget where you come from. And after, when I hear that, especially like right now, when Nairobi gets really tough, I just go back home and I sit back and I reflect. I am able to reflect my goals. I'm able to reflect who I am as a person. And I'm like, this is where I come from. This is who I am. And just move on with it. I think when I was in high school, the main thing was I really thank God, because I think, I've changed, kinda. But I used to be so confident. I used to be so confident in what I believed in. And even if I get like any pressures that are coming my way, I'd still stick to what I knew. And that really made it easier for me, because and of course lots and lots of prayers, because I was also raised in church. And the good thing was, for me, I was very supported by my high school teacher, and I had really nice teachers. So if I had to put any issue across to them, they would help me solve it. So I was quite lucky.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that you said that you're quite lucky, because a lot of girls don't have that support system, right?
Yeah.
So what do? They watch a show like PAA. Brian, you mentioned that you really tried to fit in when you were younger. And I feel like when you're an individual who does that, it's very easy to get influenced negatively by all the pressure that's around you. How did you manage to overcome that? If you did, that is. And if you didn't, tell us more.
No, actually, the thing is, I wouldn't have dared strayed.
Okay.
My mom.
The moms are winning.
On this show.
I was raised in such a way that I knew the things I would not do.
Okay.
Obviously, I want to make friends, I want to be in groups, but then there are things I would never have done.
Yes.
Even then and even now. So, as much as I try fit in, if you try take me to do something that is not meant for me, I'd always, and I mean always, just step out. I don't really have, just because I want to fit in, as like I was saying, I want to fit in, but the lines I do not cross at all.
Yeah.
So with me, what kept me going, the only thing you'd find me involved in was always sports. Yes. So to keep away from all the other stuff, I just impressed the other guys. Like I was trying to impress, obviously. So as much as I cannot fit in other areas, they see, oh, Brian is an amazing sprinter. Let's go chill with him. People will always try to chill with the sporty guys. So I found my own way of bringing them in also, without being involved in what they were doing.
I like that.
Yeah.
And you know, contrary to belief, people always believe as high schoolers, as teenagers, you're always trying to impress, you know, people of the opposite sex. But I feel like that's not the case, because you're always trying to impress. If you're a girl, you're trying to impress other girls out there, right? And if you're a guy, you're trying to impress the guys, the boys out there. Were you ever in a position where, you know, you tried so hard to impress other girls and that didn't really go well?
It wasn't more of impressing, it was just trying to fit in, especially in high school. Gosh, high school. For me, it was yeah, exactly. It was just fitting in. But then I tried so much. I used to take in a lot of nonsense that they used to put on me, and I'm like, you know what, it's not even worth it.
You don't need that.
I don't need that energy. Then I just, you know, I was like, you know, I don't need it. I'm fine by myself. I'm enough the way I am. So honestly, it got to a point I got tired. I was like, no, I can't. It's not worth it.
It does get exhausting when you're trying to be someone that you aren't. I feel like just putting up with all of that and then maintaining and being consistent in this new character and person that you're putting out there for the world to see. It's hard. Sarah, what about you? Any situation similar to hers?
I did. Actually, I was a leader. I was a prefect and things like that. And it got to times that it was getting so tough because you bullied. But for me, it wasn't like physical bullying. It was more of mental bullying.
Were you good at your shoes in school?
I was.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I was. I really tried. There's a time that I really tried because I was like, I really want to fit in. I want to know how it feels like being cool. You know, I want to sit with the cool girls. You know, I tried, but all I'm gonna say is I got tired, and I say like, if it's come by, just move on.
Okay, what about you, Brian?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, to the answer that yes, I tried fitting in, but it was really hard fitting in with people you did not understand. I was mostly, I was an introvert. Okay. I like spending my time in the house, either watching TV or maybe reading a novel. So when you go to school where everyone is outgoing, they know things you've
social.
never... I'm pretty sure there was the Vines. Remember Vines?
Yes, I do.
Yes. Everyone knew what Vines is, and there was Brian. Do you know what Vines? I was like, huh? Like, yo, they're entertaining. Don't you know them? No. So, you know, once you try and everyone's talking about Vines, they're mentioning words I've never heard of before, because I'm not that of sort of a social person. I was very shy at the time. Okay. Extremely shy even. But yeah, I'd say maybe it was a negative effect. It had a positive effect. Okay. Because I learned from that. Yeah. I learned what they wanted, and I was like, you know what, as much as they're hyping this up, it's not as hype as they're making it seem. Yeah. So Vines, sure, they're funny, but I can enjoy this at home without entertaining you. Yeah. So once I knew all that, I guess I knew what direction I wanted my life to go through. And
lovely. And as we wrap up, maybe you could give a message to all the young people who are watching, and their parents as well, because I feel like it's very important for our parents to understand us and to be able to guide us. As you've all mentioned that you had a strong mother figure who really, guided and supported you through school and shaped who you are today. So what message would you like to give to parents and teenagers watching the show today?
For parents, I'd say try communicate with your child, try know your child, try understand your child, form a relationship with them, because it's so important. Don't just give them money or leave them to their devices, because they can get easily influenced by social media. There is a lot of information out there. So forming that relationship with them would be able to make you understand how to deal with them, how to teach them, how to guide them through life. Also for the teenagers, I'd say just you're enough. Don't let anyone make you feel any less of who you are. You don't have to fit in. Don't even trust the images that are on social media. People don't post their failures, they post their success. So yeah, you're enough. Just always remember you're enough.
Lovely.
Yeah. For me, this is to the society in general. Let's take care of our kids. They need us. Whatever they have to say is valuable. They should be listened to. And for all teenagers out there, all I can say is be confident, believe in yourself. Do not be scared of making mistakes. Make the mistakes and learn from them. And just let yourself be free to learn what is good for you and what is not good for you, and you'll survive. You'll make it.
Hey, love it. What about you, Brian?
This goes to the parents first. What you say matters a lot, especially to your kids. It matters a lot. It can either build them or break them. Just because your kid is silent and just because you shout at your child and they go quiet, you do not know how they process such a thing. So be careful what you say. Be positive with them and you'll see them grow. And this is for all the youngsters, even our age also.
Yeah.
Like she was saying, do not be lied to by social media posts. What was the quote again? People post their successes, not their failures.
Not the failures.
Yes, don't let that lie to you. Focus on your life. Trust me. Do not see like your friends are here. Oh my God, they made it big. Why am I so held back? No. Build yourself and you'll catch up and you'll even surpass them. Trust me.
Yeah.
Amazing. Wise lot you are, the three of you. I feel like I've learned a lot today as well. I need to go back and reflect. Thank you so much for coming to the show. You know, I feel like you have a lot to offer to the younger generation as well as to people your age through your experiences, because I see you're thriving. There's still a lot, you know, to grow in terms of your journeys, individual journeys. But all in all, well done. Keep it up. All the very best in the future. And watch PAA. If you haven't watched it yet, what are you waiting for? Catch it on YouTube. Remember, it is a show that will empower the girl child, but as well as you as parents, just that you're able to see the struggles that your child is going through and that you don't see because they don't talk to you about it, right? So do that and we'll have this conversation later on. All right, that's it from us right here on KBC Channel 1. Shiksha, Arora signing out. I'll see you next week, Friday. Call Jacks.